burned my bridges long ago. I lost the woman I love the most. The pound signs blinded my eyes. Girl, do you remember me? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope you guys have had a good week and that your weekend has started well as well. I'm just looking at levels and video and making sure that you can actually see me. And it looked like we had a flicker just as we started there. It caught the corner of my eye. I don't know exactly what that was, but hopefully, yeah, you can hear me after the last live stream when I was rambling on and nobody could hear what I was saying, which is probably for the best sometimes. But anyway, we are live and I can see you guys in the live chat room. And yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I could give you guys a quick shout out in there. We have Bob, Billy, Linda, Elaine, Ruth, and is that Pat? And then Bob's going through again. Mel Kestra, Jennifer, Howard, Angela, Cindy, Ron, Kim, Melody, Rocks, Billy, Diamond Girl, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's moving too quickly. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining me tonight. We are going to be doing everything as we normally do all the live streams, which is just totally random and usually a bit of a mess, but we'll see what happens tonight. Now, let me get the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this all possible in the first place. I always say they are the foundation of everything that I do and the reason that I'm doing this live stream and that I can even make the videos, the analysis videos and everything that I've done on the channel in the past. You know, it's all thanks to these people. So, yeah, massive thank you to you guys. And let's get up on screen, early doors, the likes goal for tonight. Now, I know that I changed the goal. Did I change the Phil Jam? I think the Phil Jam is going to be number 327. And we're aiming for 325 likes. So if you could leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be very much appreciated. Yeah, I was thinking when we started the live stream, and I always say, oh, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I was thinking, I wonder how many we've done. Because it could be like, oh, welcome to live stream Saturday number. Because obviously it's hundreds of live streams on a Saturday and hundreds on a Tuesday as well. But yeah, if we're at Phil Jam number, it means at least, 327. It's an odd number, so we can't get a perfect number in half of that. But it would be like, oh, this is beyond my capability for maths, but it'd be something like 163.5. I don't know, and that's just what my brain says. But oh, it's Tuesday. Hang on, where am I in my head to think that it's Saturday? I know exactly where I am in my head to be thinking that it's Saturday. It's because I'm still behind with everything. For the last couple of weeks, on Sunday, 2 weeks ago, is it over 2 weeks ago now? So, Yeah, everybody is very confused in the live chat room because I've thrown you into an alternate universe where we're a couple of days behind where we were. So anyway, yeah, the reason that, I don't know which day it is because, a couple of weeks ago, which was definitely a Sunday, I know that for a fact, I played with Taj Farrant in London, which was great. The only thing about having a day away from what I do is that day's work, because every day I'm doing something all day, just keeping up, doing messages, recording videos, editing, preparing videos. The list goes on and on. So, and this is why actually for some people, if you haven't received a message from me or reply from me in a few days, that's why I'm still catching up with everything. And it's obviously getting through the emails as well. So back to the point. So since not last Sunday, the Sunday before, every day has been trying to catch up with stuff, which means, of course, today I've just been catching up with as much as I can do, as much as possible. And then, when it is a live stream day, I go live, and I don't necessarily know exactly which day it is, but as you could tell from today. So for those people that have a normal schedule and particular things happen on particular days, yes, it is indeed Tuesday night, 11 minutes past 11. So I'm hoping maybe at the end of this week or maybe next week I'll be back into the schedule that I would normally have. That means that I know which day it is, because I'm doing the planning on a particular day. I'm doing recording videos on a particular day, and then editing and on particular days, and then answering messages and doing the shorts videos, and it starts to fall into the same schedule. So that is what's going on. But the other thing that I've had today, which has probably thrown me off, was I went to the dentist. So it means that I wasn't really thinking about which day it was, because I just had this time in my mind that, okay, I've got to be at the dentist at 2:00. And the problem with that was that I'm thinking, but it is a live stream day, so it means that I've got to then kind of rush back and try and get everything sorted, and I was running quite late tonight because of that. Basically anything that's put into my schedule that I haven't planned for, and this is the other thing, that with my teeth, generally the dentist is booked way in advance. So my next appointment at the dentist is I think the 19th of May 2027. So in a year's time. So for that particular day, I haven't really made a mental note of that because it's so far away. But all that will happen is the day before, I'll get a reminder on my phone saying that you've got a dental appointment. So, and that's exactly what happened this time. So not really realizing what day it is. I went to have my teeth. Have my teeth sorted out. And it was quite good, and this is why my dentist says he's quite happy to see me next year or in 18 months, because he kind of checks out my mouth, and thankfully everything seems to be all right, fingers crossed. I do clean my teeth, that's something, full disclosure, that I do try and keep my teeth clean. The only problem that I have or have had is my wisdom teeth, so everything is fine, touch wood, but my wisdom teeth, one of them is almost fully through and the other one's kind of almost there, but it's kind of the angle that they push through at, which last time caused an infection, which has happened either 2 or 3 times. But hopefully, we are hoping now, both my dentist and I, that they've pushed through as much as they need to kind of stop that from happening in the future. So anyway, so double thumbs up. Oh, have I got these emoticon things on? So fireworks, because everything's fine with the dentist, which is good. And tomorrow I've got a haircut. I have to check the time for that. Again, that's something that's going to throw everything awry. So we'll see what happens, but I'm hoping that I can get everything back on track soon. I think as long as I'm still recording the videos and editing them before, the actual release time and day on YouTube. As long as I'm doing that, it's fine. But previously, before that Sunday that I missed, I was doing things in advance. So it meant that if something disastrous happened, it was still okay that I could change something, re-edit something, and then still release the video on time. Whereas it's a little bit more kind of skin of the teeth now. So if something does go wrong with a video, I'm then having to edit it just before. And I tried, as you guys will know from the last live stream, which was Saturday night, that I tried to set something up to release on Sunday to try and save me some time, and it released on Saturday. So yeah, that's all a bit of a laugh, right? So anyway, Karen says, ever thought of investing in a wall calendar? Mental notes aren't always reliable. So yes, I have a calendar on my kind of tablet thing. I have a schedule all set out on my laptop as well. I've got a PNG, an image file of the schedule, so that I can access it on different things. Sometimes I have it on a screen here when I'm working, so I know for each hour what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, I'm trying to stay kind of strict to that, especially while I'm trying to catch up. So the problem that I'm having is that normally I'd be doing one thing, but I've still got it to do from last week that I've now got to try and think, well, how do I fit 2 hours work into a 1 hour slot? So that's why everything's a bit hectic and a bit of a nightmare at the moment. But I'm hoping that, yeah, if I just stick at it, it'll be fine. Anyway, right, let's get the likeometer up on screen and we'll see where we are at with this. And it's 217 likes so far. So thank you guys. Think the thumbs up. Obviously, you can continue to do that. It would be very much appreciated. Yeah, we'll bust out the guitar if we do hit 325 likes. The other thing is that you don't have to donate. Just watching is great, as I always say. And this is when I bring the donations tab up on screen. But those people that can't resist donating, I think it's important that you know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and I was just questioning the percentages there, but that is correct. And between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. But yeah, just watching is great. So now, yeah, tomorrow haircut. Now this is the other thing, is that the longer that the hair gets, the wider the fringe has to be. Otherwise I can't see anything. And even now, I think yeah, tomorrow's haircut, we're going to have something. We're going to have to organise something, because it's I think, as much as I think actually with the pictures from, or some of the pictures that I've seen from the show with Taj, and I'm on stage, I think, well, on stage, it looks quite cool with long hair. Well, I say long hair, obviously everyone would think that even if I had my fringe shorter, it'd still be long hair, because it is. But having the fringe along, it looked quite good, on stage and live, which is fine. But I think, yeah, like now, I've got no. This is something that I've said for years as a joke, and it's almost made its way into my normal vocabulary. I was going to say, instead of peripheral vision, I was going to say profiterole vision, because that's just something I said years ago, and I just say it all the time, because my family know what I mean when I say that, because I'm having a bit of a joke. But I almost said it there. I almost said it there when I didn't want to say it. For people that know what peripheral vision is, well, for people that don't know what it is, it's seeing these parts like out of the side of your eyes when you're looking forwards. You can still see things that are at the side, but when you have this hair, you see everything here. It's like yes, it's now behind hair, whereas I would normally be able to see my hands at that point. So that's the problem, that it's like I don't know, like wearing sunglasses where the sides are covered up as well. So it's not particularly useful, especially when you're driving. That's what I found, that I had to turn my head all the way round to see if anything was coming, because my hair was getting in the way, and then bending down to pick up amplifiers, put plug in leads, and get my guitar out of its bag and everything. Of course, all of your hair falls forward, And normally with a fringe, it means that it's not too bad. It's just your fringe is hanging down. Whereas because it's so long, it's just everything gets obliterated. I can't even see what I can't even see what I'm trying to get out of my bag because my hair's in the way. So yeah, there will be some kind of edit to it. But the good thing is that I've given it a good kind of growth spurt to see, practicality wise and what it looks like and what it feels like, because I've never ever in my life grown my hair this long kind of all around with the fringe. I mean, this is sometimes, I guess this is quite long as well, isn't it? Look, it's all the way down to there now. But yeah, the fringe I've always kind of had cut. So we'll see what happens tomorrow at the hairdressers. And then, I guess, by the next video and live stream, I might look totally different. But it'll still be me. So, anyway, right. Let's try to keep everything organised. I think we have everything that we normally have up on screen. I will just address the donations that have come through. And Paul donated $2, so thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, catch up crew for me. Have fun tonight, all y'all. So thank you for that. People on catch up won't know what's going on with the whole Saturday intro thing. Orlando donated $2, so thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, hit that like button with lots of thumbs up. Great idea there. And Angela, fireworks again. Angela's donated $40, so thank you for that. And the message is, here's to a fabulous live stream. Hit the likes, everyone, and help this channel to grow. Hi, Phil. So thank you for that. And I mean, yeah, every thumbs up and comment does help. I'm doing a lot of thumbs up in tonight's live stream, but that one didn't register with the special fireworks, so we got away with that, I think. But yes, when I say that, yeah, a lot of thumbs up obviously helps, and comments help as well. It reminds me of, and this is the other thing, occasionally answering some comments that, I don't know, I wouldn't class them as troll comments per se, but people that are, I don't know, not arguing, but they're stating a point, and whenever I might explain to them or try to explain, they might be saying something about a particular video, and then I'm explaining why what they're saying isn't actually true or correct, and then they will reply contradicting the point that they are making. So yeah, it's a bit weird because I have to explain to them that what you've just said is and for this particular example, I don't know if this counts as a troll corner thing. It might do, but I'm thinking that I'm going to kind of limit the amount that I'm talking about AI, because it's I think everyone's talking about it. I mean, which is understandable because of how things are progressing. And I saw the other day that Justin Hawkins, who I was chatting with recently on his channel, there's an AI video of him that's part of, I guess, the politics of the UK going on at the moment. And they've used his image and obviously an AI version of his voice, and yeah, it's all a bit crazy now with AI, that it's just so unregulated and everything's allowed to like take somebody's image and their voice without their permission, and put it in something just online so that everyone can see it. And it might well kind of contradict somebody's views about something, that they might be saying something that they don't agree with ethically, but it's the AI that somebody has created a video that is now showing them saying something that they might not agree with, the actual person in real life. So it's a shame that it's so crazy and out of control. Like I said, it was kind of 3 to 5 years ago now, probably, that or at least I was saying that it's kind of dangerous that it's not being regulated. And I could see that nothing was being regulated, that just AI, that they were just pushing the boundaries, but there wasn't a boundary. It's like, just feed everything to your AI model. Forget about copyright law and everything to do with normal law and order. Just train it on everything. Who cares? So anyway, there's a lot of that going around. But for this particular argument, and the different things that people are saying in the comment section. I think in the future I might just roll it all up. We might have a troll corner. We might have one now. I tell you what, we'll jump into troll corner because we haven't had this in quite a while. So let's jump into troll corner. I'll see you in a second. Rock.
Oh, hello.
Now I'm thinking in the future, because there have been so many comments and so many people saying things that just don't make sense on a fundamental level. They don't understand what AI is and how it works. And by the way, I have been sent multiple emails from people who are creating songs with AI, and they are saying to me, oh, I've created a song with AI. So I've written this part and I write the lyrics and I do this and I do that. So would you consider this as not being my song? Or is this my song? Do you think that I have written it? Because the people that contact me are claiming that they are writing these songs when they're using AI. And thus far, every single email that I've received from a songwriter who is using AI, they haven't sent me anything that is related to writing a song, i.e. you're writing a melody, you're writing the time signature, you know how the song goes. For example, when you record a demo of a song, you've got everything in place. And like I said on the last live stream, that I haven't yet experienced, and this still is the case, I haven't experienced someone who's written a whole song with everything in there, a guide vocal with the lyrics and everything, and then AI just makes it sound professional but keeps everything the same. I've never experienced that, because then you say, well, yes, that is your song, but now it's got the sound as if you have been to see a producer or that you've been in a studio. But the problem is that it doesn't even get as far as people feeding a whole song to AI and then getting something back that's identical. There's always a change here or there, with the melody of the vocal or with a particular riff or the timing or a drum fill. AI changes things. So, but anyway, getting away from that, the only stuff I've ever been sent is just a list of prompts. So something that somebody is typing in to Suno or whatever they might be using to create the song. And all of the stuff that is written, like sometimes these prompts go on for multiple pages of A4. I say A4, multiple pages of documents, if you were to write it in Word or LibreOffice, whatever you're using. And you've got all of these prompts that do include things such as in the key of A minor, and this includes A minor, F, G, D, and then that include the chords. And then going down that, they'll say something like moderate tempo, or they might even give the beats per minute that they want the track to be. But all of this, it's not writing a song, because you would know what the song's going to sound like before AI produces it. So anyway, it's always going to be the same thing that I ask somebody who's now got all of their prompts that they are about to press enter in order to start the AI model creating their song. Now, if I say to them, what is your song going to sound like before we hear it? They don't know the answer. And that's the end of the conversation for me. That if you think, oh yeah, but if you say, right, your song is going to be in A minor, so now sing your song, and they won't be able to find an A to begin with anyway to start singing it. They won't know where they might have to go to an instrument to find, oh right, it's going to be in this key, so what's the melody going to be? It's going to be and they don't know what the melody is going to be. So for me, it's such a fundamental thing that, because I'm looking at it from the point of view of a musician who has written songs, I know the process, that even before you record it in the studio, you've got your song, you've got your lyrics, you've got your melody, you've got your rhythm, you got the drums, you've got everything set up as you want it to be because you have created it. If you're claiming to have written a song and you don't know what it goes like until you press create and then listen to the result, that isn't writing a song. You might have written lyrics. That's something that you might want to say that you're a lyricist, but then whether that counts as, because you're not working with other humans, generally if you are a lyricist, somebody's going to be hiring you for your lyrics to use on their projects. So again, with AI, that doesn't really work because AI isn't, the company aren't coming to you and say, oh, can you write us some lyrics for this song? You're just doing it yourself. So yeah, I don't know whether you could even call yourself that. So yeah, but I am open to people sending me emails and I guess trying to show me that they will know what the song's going to go like before they hear it back. I mean, and I'm talking about, like any song you've ever heard, having that knowledge of it, that the songwriter of that particular song, when they then went to record it, they knew exactly how it went because they've already created it. They know what it's going to sound like. They know what the phrasing of the vocal is going to be. So yeah, for me, I guess there's, if you're not a musician, if you haven't written songs in the past, you don't understand the process, and you might think that typing in prompts is being a songwriter, but yeah, it's just not. Unfortunately, it's very much a younger generation thing. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but yeah, this particular person, back to Troll Corner, said, oh, well, what about gorillas? Because gorillas, if you don't know, are a project that are referred to as a band, if you search for it on Google, but it's an animated band, but with real musicians behind it, and a guy called Damon, who used to be in Blur, he was kind of behind it, and Damon would write in different styles like R&B, and he wanted a project that wasn't anything to do with Blur, but he wanted an outlet in order to release his music. So everyone knew, and everyone knows, and this is the fundamental thing, is that in the videos, it's a cartoon. The band are cartoon members. The band is a cartoon. And everyone knows who is behind it, who the songwriter is. And even on Wikipedia, it lists the musicians who are playing the instruments in real life, but for the videos, they are using cartoons and, coming up with these characters. But everyone knows. So this person who's arguing to me, oh yeah, but what about gorillas? Because that's exactly the same thing, as creating an AI band and not disclosing it's AI, so then everybody believes that it's a band when it isn't a band. They're trying to argue that point. And, it's very difficult to say the whole point that you've already told me that the gorillas are cartoons and not real people, show that it's not the same thing. Because you know what it is. You're listening to that music and actually knowing who the songwriters are, who are actual, or songwriter, who are actual humans or a human, and you know that the people playing the instruments, you can look up their names and they are actual humans as well. So, and when I say they're actual humans, I mean, you can look into their history. It's not like just writing a profile of an AI character. And this is, the thing about being misleading is not mentioning AI and then giving a backstory to the band members who aren't cartoons. They look like humans, because that's the point. That's the scam. That's why they don't want to mention that it's all AI, because it means that they won't make as much money. And it obviously just loses all credibility. So, yeah, it's a bit of a shame. And they replied something kind of after that, and I tried to explain it again, but I did say to the person that unfortunately I can't continue this conversation if you're not understanding what I'm saying, because it was, once somebody starts giving an example like that, where something where what it is and it's fully disclosed, and it's a cartoon, and that it's a member of another famous band who's doing this as a side project, that's exactly the same as starting an AI band and denying that it's AI, not telling everybody and making it look as human as possible. And tying it into religion as well. That's now the oldest AI trick in the book, and that's what they all tend to go for with these scams, unfortunately. So very difficult. But like I said, in the future, I'm now getting these adverts on YouTube for AI and Suno. I'd say most of the videos that I'm watching, the adverts are for some kind of AI workflow, or a door that's introducing AI that songwriters or producers are using. And it's actually quite good that I've still got adverts on the videos, because I can now take these videos, and I might do it in a future video, and show what AI does in the professional recording community as to how it's being used, and also pointing out how still what is going on isn't, they're not creating anything themselves, but they think they are. And it's great to see adverts, especially for Suno, that I've seen a few of them, where they're putting in something, and then what they get back is fundamentally changed. It's actually nothing to do with what they did into the microphone. So you think, well, are you creating anything if you just sing something and then what you're hearing back is something totally unrelated, but you like the sound of? It's interesting, but maybe I'll do that in the future. So anyway, I will just quickly jump into the PayPal window, because we had a donation from Bruce for £4. So thank you for that, Bruce. And that's a straight up donation. But also, let's get out of Troll Corner, because I think we've done enough. There's enough for probably a whole video by itself of AI troll stuff. But we'll jump out of here, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock! And there we have it. So, Melody Rock says, did you see the Suno advert of girls singing every instrument and making a whole song? Yes, I did see that. And I saw another advert where this guy, he says, I might feature this in a future video. He goes, he says, I was just testing the mic, and this is what I did. And then what he plays back is auto-tuned, and it's a melody. So I thought, well, if you're just testing a mic to check that it's working, you wouldn't be auto-tuning it. That's something that you've intentionally sung or auto-tuned or kind of melodined in order to get a particular melody. And he's kind of in a room full of people, and he shows it. He says, this is what I did into the microphone. And it was something like, nah. It's something like that. That's simple. But obviously it's tuned, so it sounds a bit weird. But then what he plays back is now a female's voice, I think maybe having a similar melody to that, but now with kind of strings kind of swelling in and atmospheric sound around it. And he kind of stands up and he goes like this, like that. And everyone goes, whoa. But I don't know what the thought process is there. Does he think that he did that? Because this is what it looks like. People think that by doing something random into a microphone and then getting a full song played back at you, I think people are thinking that they've written that song, but they didn't. They just made a noise into a microphone. And this is the thing, that now the entry to, say that, I'm going to now write a song, and I go, na 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 na. There you go, there's a melody. Feed that to AI. What does it do? And it can create a whole song based on that melody. But what did I just do there? Absolutely nothing. There's nothing that's melodically credible about what I did. I'm just singing a random melody, which I could do until the day I die. I can keep on doing them randomly. Just pick out any notes and then get AI to make a song out of it. So it is creating something that people like the sound of. And it's actually, when you analyze it, it's nothing to do with what they did into the microphone. They might as well just be listening to the radio and think, I love the sound of this song, so I'm going to say that I wrote this. And you think, well, no, you didn't write that. That's created by somebody else. And this is exactly how AI works. It's all of the talent of all of the people that got fed into the model. It's their work that you're hearing back. It's not something that you have created. So Yeah, but like I said, I am open to everything, and it's just the fact that everyone who's contacted me who is a songwriter using AI, it's always the same, that they don't know how the song is going to go or how it's going to be, how it's going to sound before they hear it back, and that's the wrong way round. So anyway, yeah. But it's all interesting stuff where things are headed. So thank you for that. Oh, Bruce, that donation. I am just going to quickly jump into Karen's donation of £5.39. So thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, I'm not sure if you've been asked this question. How do borrowed chord progressions, aka mode mixtures, affect songs' moods? Do you mind demonstrating? Thanks, Karen. Yeah, well, it'll take a very long time to demonstrate every single possibility, but I'll just give you the basic between majors and minors. A major key and a minor key. You're going to have something that sounds more upbeat, positive in the major key, and more solemn and sad in a minor key. So yeah, if you're thinking, I'll tell you what, I'll get out the guitar very quickly, but it's going to be, I'll turn on the microphone, going to be a very quick demonstration in a really, again, this is what happens with guitar leads. They have got a mind of their own, and they start wrapping themselves around your chair when you're not looking. So that's exactly what's happened here. So I can hardly move because it's stuck underneath my chair, but I've got a little bit of leeway here. So this might sound like we're playing in a bit of a cave. Yes, it does. Can you hear this? Might be a bit loud. Might not be. So, major minor keys. So, if I'm playing an A, that's okay. So here, I'm in A major, like that. And it's got a kind of uplifting, positive kind of feel to it. If you're, that. Take off a bit of that, clean it up a little bit. So yeah, and I don't think anybody listening to that, when you get into your like that, now if I played minor, and hopefully you can hear the change. So I went from major to minor, and it's just that major, minor, minor, like that. Going out of tune, but and that. And when we go, it'll give you that kind of more somber feel. Whereas if you're going, it is kind of, you tend to kind of smile and move around like that because of that sound, because of the mood that creates. Whereas as soon as you get into minors, it'll make it sound slightly different. But obviously you're going to be playing notes in the major scale for they're not going to cross over. So if you're playing in the minor key, for example, you can't play, I mean you could if you wanted to, but generally you're not going to hear people playing like a major scale over the top of minor chords, minor backing. So but if you're playing, and it goes the other way around. So if you're playing like in the major key, you're not going to be playing minor notes, or minor scales. But what you will get in the blues, for example, here I'm hammering on there. on. So it means that I'm placing it in that major space, but and here you can give a little pinch sometimes. So you're now blending kind of major and minor together, and that's where you get a lot of the sound and that blues scale kind of running down. So yeah, with the blues you're kind of blending the two together, but you're never, like I said, you're never going to be playing just in the minor key and having some kind of major scale over the top as a lead, because that's not going to work, and vice versa. But you can blend things together when that when the blues backing is correct. But I say correct, it's relevant. But then you'll also find when you've got something that's more kind of minor seventhly, here I'm now missing out that, because my rhythm is more of a minor seventh sound rather than kind of having that major third in there. So now if I went and I can leave out that major third, it means that you can now play all your minor pentatonic shape. So anyway, there's something going through the top that I didn't quite see, but maybe somebody was asking something, I'm not sure. This better not be the octaves thing again. Just scrolling up, it says, hi Phil, can you demonstrate tremolo picked ghost notes with octaves over multiple strings with a winking face? Okay, so yeah, it's a running theme that we've had with the same request. Well, actually, the same requests or the same kinds of requests, and just being obsessed with octaves, meaning it's just going to be the same thing all the time. So yeah, having this. Oh, if I'm going. It's just playing an octave, but never moving from that octave. So that's all you can do. That's the end of your technique. So there we have it. Thank you for that, Karen. Now let me move on. There has been another donation, and it's Karen who has donated £3.57. So thank you for that, Karen. And messages, greetings from beautiful Sacramento, California. Phil, perfect example. Elton has said we wouldn't be hearing him if not for Bernie Taupin. Of course, his lyricist, and that's what I said about you're working with another human and someone who it's exactly the same thing when you collaborate with somebody or you're bouncing ideas off someone. It's a person, so then that person, then you have an agreement with them that they are going to be compensated for their input on a particular song. Obviously with AI, it means that nobody's getting compensated for that. It's just the company making money, but all the people that have been used in order to train the AI models, that they're not getting compensated for all of these kind of ideas. They're not ideas, they are just audio that's then mixed up and arranged differently and then presented for a profit for the companies that have trained the AI on copyright material without permission. So it's all a bit of a shame. Now, right, we're approaching midnight. I don't know whether we've got time for... I did see... Oh, it's going to be on the laptop. I did see something... It was... I'm going to have to navigate to... no, I don't know if I can find this. it was Joe. I think Joe's message with the backing track had maybe a question for it or on it. So, oh yeah, it's, okay. Here's a music cue for tonight. Can you demonstrate the natural? Oh, might be a bit of a complicated one that might take very long. Hang on. The natural, harmonic, and melodic minor scales and how they are related to their relative major scales. Say, pick A minor / C major. Right. Well, I'll go through this very quickly, but also try to explain my point of view, or at least the way that I approach playing with regard to scales. And right, Joe said A minor, but we were just in A minor anyway, so we can keep it all relevant. So to begin with, we had what did he say? Can you demonstrate the natural, harmonic, and melodic minor? So we'll start with the, natural minor is, I don't know, one of the scales that is just the minor scale. A lot of people will know what it is. Oh, but important point. Yeah, this answer could go on for ages. But important point that when I'm playing my A minor here, look at the way that I'm playing first finger and then third finger, little finger, first finger, third finger, little finger, first finger, third finger. So it means that every fret has its own finger. So if I were to play a fret that was in between my first finger and third finger, it means you'd be using your second finger. And why this is important, it means that you can go through things like this, what natural minor, like that. And when you now, and just as a kind of guide or a footnote, that when you're playing through scales or modes, it's going to be the same, or the majority of the same shape that you're playing, the same notes of the scale, but one of them might be different or two of them might be different. So it means that all you have to do is put down a different finger and you will be playing that particular version of the scale. Now the way that I approach it is not learning any scales at all, because if there was a point, for example, where you play the harmonic minor like that, all I've done is now place down my second finger. So I've gone, if you want these notes, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, and here I had a G, and that's kind of natural minor, but then we changed that on that second time through. So, and you might, and hopefully you can hear the difference between those two, but those are just two different versions of that minor scale going, and it just so happens that one's called kind of the natural minor, kind of normal. I just call it like a normal minor scale, but then when you change a note, that's where we then have the harmonic minor, and then now the melodic minor. This reminds me of my teaching, where, and again I have to. Okay, right. So here, but all I'm doing here, I know that this is going to sound really complicated what I'm doing and going through different scales, but the important thing is that when you know how your guitar sounds, you only ever choose the notes that you're singing, and you will automatically pick out these notes. Say, for example, those might just be the notes that you're singing, so you won't have to have learnt that scale to play it, because you'll just be singing those notes in your head, and you'll know where they are on your guitar, because you'll know how your guitar sounds before you play the notes. So very much singing through the instrument. But anyway, this last melodic minor here is a bit different, because ascending is different now. you now come down through kind of the natural minor scale as you come down. So yeah, the reason that it was reminding me of my teaching, because I remember teaching a student this particular scale, and yeah, getting their head around, going up one way, coming down the other way. So yeah, but all in all, and just quickly, I'm not going to be able to go through everything, but as a kind of rule of thumb, like I always tell people just to start with a minor pentatonic scale, because around that shape, as long as you keep your fingers strict, you'll be able to find all the other scales and modes within this. It might be the case that you have to break out of that shape in order to kind of find all of the notes. But again, it just depends on the size of your hand and how you want to play it. But I'd say, like for a natural minor, for example, you might want to take that first finger down. But it's all about, keeping, if you can start with that minor pentatonic shape, then the majority of what we've done there, apart from one note, is going to be accessible to you. But anyway, quickly, all your minor notes here. And if you now play major, then just take everything that you did down 1, 2, 3 frets. And now you're playing, as long as you now finish on the A, which is the root note, you're now you're now playing kind of the happy version of it. And when you play here minor, you're still finishing on that A, like that. And I'm just playing, it's just making sure that you're kind of ending in the right place, but you're just repeating the same thing over and over again, but you're moving it down 3 frets, and that'll go for everything on the guitar. So when we have, let's say for example, playing in B minor, I'll end on the B. Now I go to major, and I now want to move it down. And this is it, that even, I know that I'm going on for ages here, but just as a final note, that say for example you're playing through that B that we just did, and we know that we are staying on the B here when we finish our line, like that, and now we move it down here. We're now finishing on the first finger. But it's the same. It's still a B that we're playing. But you might just be allergic to wanting to know any theory or any notes or anything, and then you just remember that finishing on your first finger, you might think, oh well, finishing on my first finger in the major version, that sounds nice, but then finishing on my third finger sounds better in the minor. So then for this, and finishing on that third finger all the time, but I think the best approach, or the way that I see it, is if you just familiarize yourself with the sound of the guitar, how the notes sound, then you'll be able to play over anything, because you're just kind of playing the notes that you're hearing that will go with what you're playing. But anyway, so that was that. Complicated question for tonight, but hopefully some of that made sense at some kind of level, or at some point. Right, so Orlando donated $5, so thank you for that. And the message was a hit rock song with a single chord progression. Bang a gong, Get It On by T-Rex. Oh, I'm gonna get a copyright claim. Yeah, I don't know whether that's kind of technically one chord. We do have a little bit of a progression in the chorus. Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, a lot of it is just going to be one chord, the E major. So anyway, thank you for that, Orlando. Right now we are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video, which is, by the looks of it, going to be The Boys Are Back in Town. Let me bring this to a close. And then, actually, let's have a look at the like, comment, and see where we are at with that. 330. That means, oh yeah, we are 5 over. So we're going to not bust the guitar out, but keep the guitar out and have a jam after this cover video. So thank you guys for requesting this over on Patreon and for voting for it tonight as the cover video, my version of The Boys Are Back in Town. Hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys after. Rock! we have it. That was my version of The Boys Are Back in Town. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Now, let me get rid of this delay that's happening. And we are going to be jumping into the Phil Jam for tonight, which is... it's handy that I've got Joe's message here. It's 6 minutes and 55 seconds in length. So, right, that should take us right up to the end of the live stream. So we will jump into this. Now, as always, I'm listening to this through some laptop speakers, which aren't particularly good. Right, let me click on that. And... okay, right, so, here we go. This is Yngwie Malmsteen style, Phrygian dominant backing track, in brackets, neoclassical metal. So, this is coming from Q Jam Tracks. And, you know what I should have done? I should have rolled off my lead while that cover was playing, but I didn't, so I'm a bit restricted with my movements. So let's see what this is going to be. I've already got an idea what this is going to be. So I'd say I'm not a huge fan of Phrygian dominant. I feel like that because this is very much kind of pointing you in a particular direction and a particular scale, and especially Yngwie's playing, it means playing notes very quickly and just working out particular runs and particular techniques where you're just playing very quickly but playing in a particular scale. So this is definitely going to fall into that. But this is what the jams are all about. Let's play this. Let me see if this is still working. But yeah, this is the point. We'll just play what we play and see how it sounds. And this isn't going to be a clean tone thing, so I'll have to change that in a second. And instantly, just a quickly demonstration is already we've had. So when this is what I mean about kind of pointing you in a particular direction. Here, you're going up a semitone, which means. So yeah, it means that those notes are the only ones really that are going to work, because yeah, you're working a semitone either way. Anyway, let's just get into it. Let's be quiet. Hey, it's too quiet. I can't really hear it when I'm playing the guitar. Hear this? Oh. thing is, I know where this is going, but I still can't hear the track very clearly. We've got about 2 minutes of this. That was it, just a fade out at the end. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, there we had it. That was Yngwie Malmsteen style. Phrygian dominant, backing track, neoclassical metal in brackets. So yeah, this is it. And like I said, with that that particular, well, mode, Phrygian mode, or Phrygian mode, or the dominant, Phrygian dominant mode, or scale, technically kind of a scale. But if you're talking about modes and scales, this is, I guess, the demonstration of it. I think very much this kind of thing is set up for you to practice your modes and to maybe practice particular runs that you've put together. I never practiced playing through modes and coming up with particular runs for different modes, because I'd always just play the notes that I wanted to, and I wouldn't be playing neoclassical metal anyway. But this is the point of these Phil Jams, is that we just jump into whatever it happens to be, and it is neoclassical metal for tonight. So thank you, Joe, for sending that my way. And it is 16 minutes past midnight, so we are going to be calling things to a close here. Let me skip this advert. But I am going to be here with another video tomorrow, so yeah, make sure you check that out. It'll be released at 8 o'clock, as always, 8 p.m. British summer time. We are going to be here with a live stream on Saturday for Live Stream Saturday, which isn't today, contrary to how I introduced tonight's live stream. We are going to be back on Saturday night. If you can join me then, it would be very much appreciated, because we will be aiming for another likes total to have a Phil Jam. So all that's left for me to say is, and let me just check, we are up to date with everything. Okay, I can't actually tell because I'm not getting any feedback from YouTube on that. Let me refresh this screen just to see if we did have any other donations. Orlando donated $2 again, saying, I'm hitting the thumbs up button through, although the goal was hit. So, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the donations, even though you don't have to make them, of course. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow night. All that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow night. Rock!